Welcome back. The ongoing hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh and the sexual assault accusations made by Dr. Christine Blasey Ford have many of us talking, but for victims of past assaults, the near constant barrage of news coverage could be overwhelming, bringing up painful memories and leading some to tell their stories for the very first time. On the day that Dr. Ford testified, the National Sex Assault Hotline saw a 200% increase in calls compared to a typical day. King County Sexual Assault Resource Center is seeing a definite spike in calls as well. Executive Director Mary Ellen Stone is here with us. So glad you're here.
Thanks for
having me. And I just want to make it really clear, we're not talking about politics or the Kavanaugh case here at all. Please, I know people have strong feelings. Don't email us about that. I just thought this was a great opportunity for us to talk about this kind of welling up of emotion for a lot of women and some men, and how we help one another, how we help ourselves. What have you seen in your crisis call line?
Sure, and let me just say for your viewers, KSARC we're a private nonprofit organization. We rely 25% on private donations to our organization. Since the hearing started Thursday morning, we've seen about a 300% increase in calls to our 24-hour resource
300%.
line. Right, we're seeing about three times up from what our normal volume is.
And what are you hearing? What are people saying?
You know, it's what we often hear, but only more so. We're hearing, and what's different, the piece that's different is that we're hearing a lot from victims who have never told anybody. Now, we always hear that. Like Dr. Ford's statement was completely consistent with what we hear every day. But this time we're hearing more from mostly women, some men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, saying, this happened to me and I never told anybody. And I want to tell my story. I want to be counted. That's what we're hearing from people.
I want to matter.
I want to be seen.
Me matters, exactly.
I want to be seen, and I want to sort of unburden myself, if you will, because we're talking about events that have happened decades ago.
Right. Well, you have obviously trained people on the line,
Yes.
and we will make sure that line is available to anybody who needs it. But I'm finding just among my friends, that there are things that I didn't know about people I've known for, forever, that they've mentioned now. And I want to be a comfort to myself for the things that have happened to me and a comfort to them. What's the best way to approach this? Yeah. Let's start, first of all, if you're feeling very activated over this and you have a lot of emotion, what should you do?
We suggest people do find someone that they can talk with. I mean, we're certainly available, but we know that the response of people who are close to someone who's been victimized, friends, family members, is the most important thing. So identify somebody who you think would be willing to listen to you. And people often say, I don't want to relive all this stuff that happened 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. But we find that when people can share a little bit about, this is making me feel upset or angry, or it's bringing back a lot of memories.
And you thought you had it shoved down,
you thought you had it, and you did, but here it's back again. That talking with someone can be really, really helpful.
Now, let's say you're the friend on the receiving end of this news.
Yeah.
What is the most constructive and supportive way to deal with that?
There's no magic word that you're going to say. There's no there's no one thing you can say, okay, now we've got this all fixed. As the friend, you're going to listen. You're going to thank people for telling you. You're going to say, I'm really sorry this happened. You're going to be non-judgmental. That's probably the biggest thing. So it's easy for us to say, well, why didn't you tell somebody when this happened? It doesn't matter. They're telling you now. So that's what we want to encourage people to do, is just be there, be as present as you can be, listen, thank them for telling you, and know that they may tell you a little bit of what happened, they may tell you the whole story, but people are unburdening themselves in a way, and they're also wanting to be counted. I think that's what we're hearing very much, that whole, this is what sexual assault looks like in our country. Sort of see me as I am. I'm a successful person and I've had this experience. So I will also say sometimes it can be a little surprising for friends and family members, as you were saying. I've known somebody for all these years, and I never knew that.
We've talked about everything, and I didn't know this.
But you know, and people put that part of themselves sort of in a box a lot of times. So it can be a little jarring to say, this person I've known for all these years, all of a sudden I'm seeing them in a sort of different light. And our resource line is available for friends and family members just as much as it is for victims.
With all of this in the news and so many different, strong feelings flying around, what would you suggest we do as parents? I think about the next girl or boy that something happens to, and how to be supportive and create some kind of climate where we can deal with things more readily. Right. What do we all need to understand in order to get to that place?
That's a really good question. Talking with the young people in our lives about healthy relationships, about consent, about what consent looks like, about healthy sexuality, all of that is an ongoing piece of work we all need to do. So whether you're a parent or a grandparent or aunt or uncle or someone with the young people in their lives, we need to be talking with them about this all the time. We've got some pieces on our website, 100 conversations, which give parents or adults ways to sort of have these conversations. And there's so many of these teachable moments right now. This is all over the news. So having a conversation with teenagers about, what healthy relationships look like, how you ask for consent, the role of alcohol or drugs and sexuality, even wading into some of those conversations in as much of an ongoing, matter-of-fact way as possible. It's not one big conversation, it's many conversations.
Thank you so much for the work that you do, and we encourage people, and I'm sure you do too, please reach out for help.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't have to be alone with that, and we believe you. If you have experienced sexual assault and you need support, or if you'd simply like more information, please call King County Sexual Assault Resource Center's 24-hour resource line. It's 888-99-VOICE, or you can visit the website that is there on your screen, and we will put this on our website as well. Remember, there are people who will listen and will help. We'll have more New Day after this.